Instagram Live. Today I'm going to be talking to you about LinkedIn marketing for business. This is a really big topic that a lot of people are kind of confused about. I've had some conversations with people who are running business to business or business to consumer products and services, and a lot of them are quite confused about the new age of LinkedIn because they're focusing a lot of their efforts on Instagram, maybe even Facebook groups or their Facebook page, and other apps. So I want to get straight into it. Today I'm going to be talking to you about video marketing examples that work on LinkedIn, whether you're selling a product or a service. It does not matter what product you're on. You'd be surprised your audience is on LinkedIn. We're also going to be talking today about how to do product service marketing posts. That can be in the format of a carousel, which is really a PDF. This can be also in the format of a video or an actual infographic or post on the LinkedIn platform. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn Live tips that are going to help you and your business succeed and get to the next level. Now, I'll give you a bit of a background of what's been happening since the pandemic started on LinkedIn. So right now, LinkedIn is being treated as Facebook. And a lot of people are using it not just to show educational content, because for the most part, that's why people are typically on LinkedIn, but people are actually sharing things that they would share on Instagram, like behind the scenes, at work, with their colleagues, at a restaurant, their kids' first drawing because their child is 5 years old, so on and so forth. And I don't know why it shifted this way, but I think, as you can probably tell, every social media app evolved since February of March of last year, shall I say, when the pandemic started. And when you're doing your videos on LinkedIn, or you're actually creating videos on LinkedIn, because you can create videos on LinkedIn if you have access to stories. The only thing is it's not going to be as effective as Instagram stories because it doesn't have a location tag. You can't really add hashtags on your LinkedIn stories, and you have to add GIFs. And I think they do give you an option to add text, color text, but it's not as fun, as exciting as a story on like Snapchat or Instagram. So when you're creating your videos on LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you do 2 types of videos. Or 3 actually. So you want to start off with your educational content, because most people on LinkedIn are there to learn something new. They're there to get some wisdom, whether it's work related, personal development related, finances, etc., etc. People even follow fitness trainers on LinkedIn, let alone relationship coaches on LinkedIn. So don't think for a second that your industry is not on there. And if it's not on there, get on LinkedIn as soon as possible, because this is like the prime opportunity when most people are probably going to be back on apps in high volumes, especially when fall and winter comes and there potentially is another lockdown, or people are just kind of bored of streaming through Amazon Prime, Netflix, etc. So with your educational content, what I'm noticing on LinkedIn right now is content that is actually something that will grab your attention on the timeline, grab people's attention on the timeline. So what does that look like? That means adding video graphics, so neon bright colors like green and yellows and pinks and reds and blues, and making sure that you add captions on every video that you share on LinkedIn. The reason why I'm saying that neon colors are doing quite well is I see a lot of people, and I've done this last summer, where I used not necessarily captions, but I used capwing.com, which is a free service until your video file is too big. And you can use yellow backgrounds as titles on your videos so people know exactly why they need to stop and look at your content over other people. So make sure that you're using bright colors for your captions and bright colors for your video titles, subtitles, footers, etc. The other types of videos you want to use on LinkedIn are personal videos. So personal videos can include you on your birthday, you backpacking and going camping on the weekend. It can also include you I don't know, behind the scenes working with your team on a video project or a product that you're launching, or going to the warehouse and looking at products and services. So I don't see this a lot. So this is an opportunity. What I do see on LinkedIn with behind the scenes kind of lifestyle videos are roofers or construction companies or landscapers. I see a lot of that going on, but I don't see a lot of that happening with business owners or even companies these days, since everybody's kind of working from home. So it doesn't even hurt to show a video of you and how you wake up in the morning, and what you do during your day before you open up your laptop and get started for work or whatever it is that you decide to do. Third types of videos that you want to do on LinkedIn for business, other than the educational and then the lifestyle behind the scenes videos, is you want to really, I would say, inspire and motivate people. As you know, this recession, I think it's a recession, but a lot of people have lost their jobs and a lot of companies have slowed down, and they're looking for that nugget of free advice or that gem of wisdom that they can use through your content. So that can include, sharing infographics or success tips and stuff like that, but making sure that you tag the company that you take the photo from, or you add the source to where you're taking the photo for copyright infringement. Be careful for that. You can even tell your life story, your experiences during this pandemic and how it's impacting your business and how you're showing up with your audience. Or, storytelling is effective on any platform. It does not matter whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, an email marketing, a blog, a video tutorial. You always want to tell a story and something that's going to catch people's attention so that they are inspired to share it without you actually putting in your caption or telling people to share it. So now that we're done with the video marketing examples, let's talk about product and service marketing on LinkedIn. So if you sell products on LinkedIn, whether you are a nail salon, maybe you are a clothing designer, maybe you're a jewelry designer, whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure that your products are fun and exciting. You maybe want to do video tutorials on LinkedIn, or have a photo of your product and talk about where the products are made, whether it's in a foreign country, or if the proceeds are going to an organization that can use the resources to help struggling people during this time. You want to tell a story about your product and your service. If it's a service, it's a little bit harder because you might be your own model, or your employees might be the face of your brand, or influencers, etc. So you want to make sure that you are telling a story that's captivating, that you are helping people get into the groove of understanding why your product and service is important. Not that it's important to you, but why is it important to people? How can it solve a problem? What benefits can you kind of gain from having this product out there and changing the world one step at a time? LinkedIn live tips. So not a lot of people have access to LinkedIn live streams. Let's see if I can move this video. Let's see. No. Okay. Not a lot of people have access to LinkedIn live streams, which is unfortunate, depending on what you do. But if you do get access to LinkedIn Live, I highly recommend that you go live with someone else. I would say a company that has an established audience, a company that sells a product and service that is very rare on LinkedIn, or even an influencer on LinkedIn, someone that has a lot of comments and a lot of activity going on, that's active on the LinkedIn app itself and active in the community. The reason why I say this is there's nothing wrong with going live on LinkedIn alone, like how I'm going right now here on Instagram, but it really does help you out if you can interview somebody, or you can have someone talk about who they are, where they're from, and any life-changing experience that they're going through, even if it's just a customer. But I wouldn't treat LinkedIn like Instagram, where you're interviewing customers. I really think this is a great opportunity for you to network with other influencers and people in your industry that are on the platform, that are active. And I say active because the last thing you want to do is network with someone who has not been putting any effort over the year, and they're getting more benefit with you going live with them on LinkedIn than and vice versa, or, well, I think you know what I mean, right? So make sure that you invite your connections, create an actual LinkedIn event and send it to your connections. And the way that works, I don't have the instructions right now, but other than creating like an infographic and putting it, or creating a video and putting it on LinkedIn to promote it, you can actually create an event on LinkedIn and send it to people that you most likely believe will attend. And that's just a great way for people to really see you for who you are, get a sense of your personality and what it is that you bring to the table, so on and so forth. Market everywhere. Yes, so you want to, of course, if you're going live on LinkedIn, I would recommend that you promote it a week or two, I'd say a week in advance, 7 calendar days in advance, even if those calendar days fall on a holiday. And you want to market it everywhere, on every app that you use. You want to send an email blast to your connections, your customers, your network, and you want to be able to let everybody know that you're on, because the truth about LinkedIn is there are more users than people who are actually creating content, which creates an opportunity for you to engage potential customers and existing customers that are on LinkedIn, but they're not using it. But now they have a reason to log in and see what you're up to and see what you're sharing, that education, the motivational posts, and behind the scenes, so they have a better understanding of who you are as an entrepreneur and what your products and services offer. Last but not least, tag LinkedIn. Okay, so tag LinkedIn. Okay, so on your actual post and your carousel on LinkedIn, you want to tag LinkedIn if it's necessary. And the reason why I think this is a good idea is because I've seen people tag LinkedIn on their actual post, and LinkedIn responds. And when people see that, LinkedIn actually responded to your post, it's a great way to drive engagement and increase people's feedback, because obviously LinkedIn saw it, they were amused or entertained or inspired, and they responded. So I don't recommend you do that on all of your posts, but if it's something that's related to LinkedIn, or maybe you're congratulating yourself for getting X amount of followers or connections, definitely tag LinkedIn. You might reach the right person and they might share it or comment, so on and so forth. And then last but not least, treat LinkedIn like Facebook. So as I mentioned before in this live stream, a lot of people are treating LinkedIn like Facebook. They're adding, like I said, pictures of their kids, their children graduating from university, them on the weekend with friends at the lake, so on and so forth. The only thing that I recommend is that you don't do too much of that unless you're trying to be a personal, like a social influencer. If you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't hurt to add a selfie with you camping, or a video of you and the kids at a theme park, all in good taste. And of course, use your discretion. You don't want to put anything out there that has your address or your license plate, or a landmark in your neighborhood that's obvious where other people can see. Ensure safety. Even if you're a man, things happen to men too on the internet, so ensure your safety and just have fun. I really do hope that these LinkedIn marketing for business tips and advice are helpful. It's really, really difficult trying to navigate the app, and when you put content out there, you're going to notice that it's going to feel like nobody's listening to you, and that takes time. But if you post at least 2 or 3 times a day, even on weekends, you can really pick up some eyes on your content, and you may also start being invited to people's live streams on LinkedIn, or their webinars, or their podcasts. You might even increase your chances of people wanting to meet you in person before they buy from you, and so on and so forth. So LinkedIn is one of my top apps, I'd have to say right now. TikTok, LinkedIn, and I'd probably say YouTube are my favorite apps right now. I still love Instagram, but there's just something really, there's something really different, a different online energy, an online feel that I get from these 3 apps. And so I really hope that these tips and advice help. If you have any questions at all about LinkedIn marketing or LinkedIn branding for your personal social influence, or for your business, your products or your service, or whatever aspect of you that you're trying to show to the world, leave a comment below, send me a message. And if you're new to my page, click the follow button. I've got more content coming soon, and join me on LinkedIn if you'd like to see more content that I share every day. Take care.